Hello everyone and welcome to this week's reviews. Today I'll look at two summer comedies. First is the return of Goldie Hawn to the big screen as she teams up with Amy Schumer in A Vacation Gone Wrong. They produce the necessary number of laughs to make this a winning comedy. Here is Snatched. The primary goal of a comedy is to make the audience laugh. And you know what? I thought this was really funny, and I found myself enjoying it the entire time. What carries Snatched a lot of the time is the chemistry between Schumer and Hawn. I really thought these two worked tremendously well together, and I hope they continue to co-star in future comedies. We see how they handle this tricky situation they're in, and a lot of the jokes did land for me, thanks to the winning deliveries from Schumer and Hawn. The film's screenwriter, Katie Dippold, and the director, Jonathan Levine, also deserve a lot of credit for keeping the pace tight, and I especially appreciated that only clocked in 90 minutes. I know that's an odd compliment to make, but in this day and age, when comedies are getting increasingly lengthy, the brisk runtime was a breath of fresh air. The other supporting players also provide some decent humor. Ike Barinholtz has a hilarious subplot where he continually gets on the nerves of a government agent, and Christopher Meloni has an amusing role here too. Joan Cusack also seems to be enjoying herself, although her character's funniest moments come courtesy of a stunt double. Nobody is going to consider Snatched a groundbreaking comedy, but I laughed continuously and thoroughly during the film that I had a great time in the end. Next up is the sequel to the surprise Quebec hit, the buddy cop comedy Bud Cop Bad Cop 2. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Bud Cop Bad Cop, it was a Canadian buddy cop comedy that played what would happen if an English-Canadian and a French-Canadian detective teamed up on a case. It was a massive box office success, especially in Quebec. But was it any good? I did not think so. I felt it was a fairly standard buddy cop comedy with few jokes and an odd shooting style. And now, 11 years later, we have the sequel, and it's a little better. I think the lead actors, Patrick Wood and Colm Feore, found more of a groove this go around, and their chemistry is a little stronger. An extended sequence in which the two detectives find themselves in the United States was kind of funny. The cinematography is a lot better as the director takes a more conventional approach than the ugly color scheme smeared on the lens in the first film. However, the story is pretty generic with uninteresting villains and fairly obvious twists. The film tries to throw in some gravitas in the third act that never feels earned and frankly does not really have any impact on the plot anyway. Some of the side characters, especially a tech whiz working for the detectives, are not the least bit funny either. And remember when I said I appreciated Snatched for only being 90 minutes? This is the sort of 2-hour comedy I was complaining about. This is a sitcom plot that has somehow been stretched into over 2 hours. It's hard to say whether fans of the first Bud Cop Bad Cop will enjoy this, since I did not think much of the first one anyway, but this definitely won't join the ranks of Strange Brew as the kind of Canadian comedy that will be watched for generations and travel abroad. Thanks for watching this week's reviews, and I'll see you next time.